All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So as tradition, every time there's a new class, we decide to make a Blackstar and enhance it. So this time around, we actually need the offhand, so I think everyone should be doing that because, as we all know, endgame players, Sovereign offhand is coming out soon. And yeah, let's just enhance it. Plus, they're going to be giving away more Jay's hammers for login rewards throughout July. So I figured might as well keep it if it goes pen, that's like either free silver or we could use it for Sovereign. But also, traditionally, we like to enhance Black Stars, as you may have imagined. So anyway, I got some materials. Black shards are at like an all-time high right now, so like enhancing this Black Star is gonna be like triple the price. So let me get some of these out. I'll use these if I have to. I hope ideally we don't have to use as many, but either way, I'll try to make this educational, and I'll explain how I fail stack and how to go about picking what stacks you should use. And although I've explained it in other videos, I'll just do it again anyway. All right, so 0 to 7, 100%. So how do we look at this? If you were to force it, we never force any enhance, but the way we look at it in terms of math is it would be 2 concentrateds, right? Or 20 durability. So these are kind of expensive now, so these do have a cost included. But mostly we look at 20 durability, and how much would that be? I guess like each memfrag is 4 million silver on NA. So ideally, each click is 10 durability for failing, and we want to do it in under 2 clicks, right? So in theory here, we want to be over 50%. With that said, I have a lot of fail stacks that I need to use, and as an endgame player, they just kind of build up, and I have no idea what to use them on. So we're just going to slam it on all of this stuff. But for everyone else, you want to be like over 50 for this one. Okay, so given how that works, we want to make it in under 3 clicks. So 3 would be to force it. So what that means is over 33% in 1 in 3 average. Let me see. Most people use 10. Yeah, I think that's fine. So this should be like a 1 in 2, 1 in 3 on average. If we hit average RNG, it should go. Okay, so other people mostly use a 20 stack. I think that's fair. Let's get rid of all these extra ones just here. 49.9 literally could not just give me 50, but okay. So we want to do it in under 4 clicks. So an almost 50% sounds like a good idea. Next one, 5 clicks, 7 Blackstones. It usually does go up a little bit, so we want to be, I think this was 5 clicks, so over 20%. Next one. People are also using 30s. I think I'll use a 35. So what is this? Under 6 clicks. So that would, if we were to force it, that would be like 13 to 15%. So we overstacked a little bit. 30, I think is fine. Okay. So I think 12 to 15 is where things get weird, and math does not math as much because it's like 7 of these and 18 to force it. You just don't do that. People start on a 40. I think that's a reasonable number to start on. So it's like 1 in 5 versus whatever 7 clicks is, 13%. Very good. Let me see. What stacks do I have? I have a 320. That one's going for Deck Karazad, or I guess it's going to be anything else. Okay. So 13 to 15, math goes out the window a little bit because you should not be forcing it at that price. People start at 50. We have a lot of 50 stacks. Let's do that. So 1 and 6. Let me see, actually, hold on. Nah, it's not worth Valkyrying it. Even for me as an endgame player, I'm just like, nah, I probably don't want to do that. So let's try to do this in under 8 clicks. And with this percentage, it's like 1 in 6-ish percent. Oh God. I think that was kind of like an average. Thank God for their free artisans they give us through events, because my God. let me pull out some silver so I can compare. So I've gotten a lot of questions like, is it worth forcing 14 to 15? And the reason why is, if you look at the price, it jumps from 1 to 1.7 billion. So you actually have to look at the math on this one, because it's 100 durability versus 36 of these. So if we did the math, that's like 800. It's a little bit more. So depending on whenever you guys do it, like, is it less than 700 million to force it? In this case, today, as of July, it is not. So people use a 50. In my experience, enhancing the many black stars in my video career, starting at 50 is kind of low. Obviously, RNG is what it is. But I've definitely gone to pity with this one starting at 50, and I've also one-tapped it on a 50 before. So personally, I like to start in the 60s. I think this one, if you have a base 70 stack, that could also work. But if you have Valks and you just have a lot of extra Valks, it's probably better to do that than using a base on it. So 14 to 15 is one of those percentages where I'm just like, kinda sketch. All right, pray for me that we need less than 10 clicks. All right, 17%. 1 in 6. Oh, thank God, dude. That is probably harder than hitting try for me on average. Okay, so now that you use a different material, you use the flawless, each one is 20 durability per fail. And if you were to compare it to regular boss gear, you know, like the yellow tier boss gear, which is like Dimchi, Red Nose, and all that stuff, Urgon, Bags, it's basically enhancing 1 tier higher than your normal. So you would fail stack how you would fail stack on yellow gear, but 1 tier higher. I have to make more flawless stones, and usually I start this one at a like 50%. 25-ish is fine. Holy dude. Okay. You know, it'd be nice to just one tap it, right? But we should make 20 at a time, because in the off chance this does go early, I would like to, you know, keep these because these are kind of expensive. Okay, we got the 0 to 15 part out of the way, and You guys have seen me fail stack on this in my journey to Pen Blackstar Season 1 and Season 2. Our goal today is just to go for Tet, and then we'll hold it. So, yeah, I usually start at like a 30-ish and hope for the best. Duo to try, I like to start at 60, but we have a bunch of extras, so I guess we'll start at the 70. All right, so let me see. What stacks do I have? I have a 320. Obviously, we're not using that one. Do I have any extras? I have a 160 here. I have a 180, a 160. Here I have a bunch of 170s and up. No, let me just use the ones that I already popped. So let's use the 163 going for Tet. So if you don't have a bunch of stacks like I do, what you would do is probably start like at a 100 plus Valks, so like 110, 115-ish, and then you bring it up to a 200. And then if you hit 200 or like close to that, start over on another 100. I overstack a little bit just because as of right now, the prices on everything is high. Ever since the Heidel Ball, they announced what's coming out, a Sovereign Offhand being one of them. And some might argue, like, is it worth chroning for Duo to try it and fail stack slamming Tet? I don't know, to be honest, but either way. So yeah, the average, most people hit it on, I think all of these are accurate, and for your average player, starting at a lower one is obviously better in case it goes. But for me, using a higher one will literally not affect the bank for me. All right, 8%, 8.8. Let's do this. Would be nice to one-tap it. Of course not. That would have been a really funny quick video if we just one-tapped it, wouldn't it? All right, so do 70 again. Attempt number 2, 9%. That did not feel good. Repair all button. All in one. I've been asking for this for like 7 years, but maybe one day. Okay, duo to try. Let's go back on 60s. If I have to spend a little bit to get it to Tet, that's fine. Ultimately, we're gonna need it anyway. All right, we got this. This time for sure. 173 in a dream. Just kidding. Okay. We'll do another 60. Do it a try is probably the most like nerve-wracking thing. By the way, I was playing Wukong earlier. It's pretty fun, actually, believe it or not. I had low expectations going into it, but I thought it was fine. He's being max price is like actually kind of expensive. Like 2 clicks on this before I got to repair. Let me see. Do I have any? Then, how many of these do I have? Do it a try. It's gonna be the death of me. All right, how much is this gonna cost? Pretty sure memfrags are like 4 mil each. Oh dear. That's so expensive. We'll do one more send before I'm just like, I'm not even sure if it's worth it. Okay. We're about to pity try again. I thought I was done with this. You know, using an 80 when it's at 5 out of 6 feels kind of sketch to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna use a 50. That's what I thought. $9.5. Oh, all right. Thank God. Not gonna lie. We are down. How much did we spend today? Okay, so we spent like 825 825 for the memfrags, and then we used another 300-ish. And then how many do you start with? Like 250. So to make this, including all the fail stacks, this may say 20 billion, but it's actually minimum because people are listing it. So it's probably like if I were to sell it at whatever price, let me look at it, and let's just see, did we even profit? All right, so a TET minimum price is probably not even going to sell. It's probably going to go down to like 16 or something. 16 minus taxes is 1.6, like 2 billion. So let's just say you'll get about 14.5 billion after taxes. We spent about like 600, about a little under 2 billion on memfrags, maybe 2 to 3 billion on memfrags total. And then let's see, about 150 of these, about another billion, so that's like 4 billion. And then I guess if we count the other 4, maybe 4.5, and then if we count fail stacks and everything, I don't even know how to calculate fail stacks because I just had them, but if I were to build it, it would be different than how other people build it. So I think with a little bit of luck and what we did, we spent like about 6-7 billion in total material cost if we were to count whatever fail stacks. And then if we were to sell it at minimum after taxes, we made about like 5 to 6 billion silver. And this was with pretty decent luck, I'm not gonna lie. And that 160 stack it's definitely not free. So with that said, I think after that, the total profit would probably have been like 3 to 4 billion, which is still good. Obviously, profit is good, but it's not as big as you might think it is. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. We got it to Tet. The next time we do this is probably when I feel like we want to light silver on fire, or the new Savior female warrior class comes out. And I will see you guys later. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.